Welcome back to Coffee with Paul. This week we did have a question submitted, so we'll get to that question here a little later on in the segment. But first, wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of our new call center that we have available for the residents of Brookings. Anyone who do have those COVID questions or concerns regarding their health, before they contact their healthcare provider, would strongly encourage them to call 605-692-2811. This is a service that's being provided by our city employees. Our employees have stepped up to be volunteers in the call center to answer your questions as you call in regarding your healthcare needs. This line has been set up for individuals with mild symptoms, but if you're having severe symptoms, ask that those individuals contact their healthcare providers rather than contacting this service. Last week I mentioned the great partnership between the Community Foundation and the United Way. This week I'd like to encourage people to consider donating to Community Foundation. They received a $30,000 cash match if we can raise a matching $30,000 here in the community of Brookings. I know we can make this happen because of the efforts of this community and how wonderful it is. New this week, our staff found a new software system available for our citizens to comment in the public hearing section of the City Council meetings. If citizens are interested in utilizing this service, encourage them to go out to our city website, go to the City Council page or the meeting that they're interested in, and they can comment on any item that they would like to and have that item heard as part of the record. The city receives a lot of communication from medical providers across the community, and that information helps us make adequate and essential decisions, especially on things like the stay-at-home ordinance that was just discussed here recently. In order to bring some insight to the citizens and businesses throughout the community, we're partnering with the Chamber to host a forum come Wednesday at 11. This information will be announced and advertised on our social media website, as well as the Chamber's and press releases. Encourage citizens to submit any questions that they might have in advance so we can ask those medical providers those questions. At the same time, citizens and businesses will get a little insight into some of the information that the city's getting to make those critical decisions. This week, the City Council had the first hearing of the stay-at-home ordinance. When they do decide to go ahead and enact the second reading of the stay-at-home ordinance, that's when the law will go into effect. Hopefully we never have to have that happen here in Brookings, but now we do have it as a backup plan. Businesses, in anticipation of that second reading, can go ahead and go to our COVID website tab on our website and make a request to find out if they are determined as an essential or non-essential business well in advance of that second reading. So a business who might have a question, strongly encourage you to go out there, fill out that application, and usually within 24 to 48 hours, you'll receive a response. We did receive a question over this last week, and that individual who submitted the question will be receiving one of these great Bring Your Dreams Brookings coffee mugs. So we'll be in contact with that individual, and thanks again for submitting the question. So the question that was asked was, why are salons and barbers exempt from the existing ordinance? Why are they not allowed to operate? And the premise behind it is that those individuals that are providing that service cannot stay within the necessary social distancing requirement of 6 feet in order to provide that service. And that is the reason why that they are not allowed to operate and included within the existing ordinance. Thank you for submitting your question, and encourage more people to submit more questions to Coffee with Paul. Thank you.